Hey YouTube, it's T. I realize that on this series where I'm saying I'm rebuilding me, I realize that in order to rebuild me, I gotta go back all the way to the beginning. Because without the beginning, there can't be a middle, nor can there be an end. And in my case, I don't know if it's gonna be an ending, it's just gonna be a continuing saga. So, I was only 9. And then I just had this epiphany. I was in the bathroom and was washing my face, and I was thinking, since I was 9, every birthday has meant something traumatic was happening to me. So, I was only 9 when I was playing with my brothers and two of my friends, 2 of my girlfriends, and 2 of my two younger brothers' friends. We were all hanging out in the front yard, and we were hanging out in this big tree. We used to have this really big tree, and we all used to climb this tree and sit on the limbs. Now, don't ask me why, but I've always been a tomboy. And that was just something that we did. It was just something I was never scared of. It's just what we did. So I jumped out the tree. I jumped out the tree, and I realized I didn't land right, and it kind of hurted, but it didn't hurt, but it kind of hurt. So, I walked around. I kind of walked it off, We went in the house and had lunch, and, I went upstairs and, for whatever reason, went to sleep. That was unusual for me because I was that kid that was always doing something. I was always into something. My mama said, I slept all the way to that next day. And when I got up, my right knee, I couldn't bend it. It was so swollen, I couldn't bend it. My mom said she didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. And it was just this constant pain that I didn't know what was going on. It just hurted. What are you doing? Whatever you're doing, stop it. Sit down. Sit down. Every time I start doing a video, you start acting up. Sit down. Y'all, this puppy gonna make me whoop her. She gonna make me beat her brakes off, I swear to Jesus. Anyway. And of course they want to start fighting. Yeah. So, my mom took me to this clinic that was probably 15, 20 minutes from our house. When the doctor saw me, well, actually when the nurse saw me, she was like, oh my God, what happened? What'd you do? And I was like, I don't know, I fell out of the tree. She goes, you fell out the tree? I said, well, I didn't kind of fall. I jumped out the tree, but I fell on the landing. And she was looking at me like, girl, what you doing in the tree? I said, hey, I was messing with my brothers. We was in the tree, something we always do. So, I'm looking down because I made notes. Because this happened a long time ago. I'll be 61. I was 9. So that was a long time ago. This is 1974. It's 2026. So I had to make some notes. When the x-rays came back, it looked like something was, excuse me, they showed me the x-ray, me and my mom. It looked like something was inside, looked like a giant snail was sitting on my knee bone, and it had eaten part of my bone away. So I kind of didn't have any bone from the bottom part of your knee Was the bottom part of my knee? No, from the top part of my knee to almost the bottom before you get to your shin. That all that was gone. It was just this big old thing that was just sitting on my knee. None of the doctors knew what it was. No one had ever seen it before. We're sitting in this office and the door is open and this guy is whistling down the hall. He's just la 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 la. And he's humming. He looks in the door and says, "Hey y'all, I'm back." And you know, you can hear him, you know, go, and you hear Key, you know, so he's opening the door like either next to us or 2 doors down, something like that. I mean, you can hear it. Then he comes back and he says, "Hey, what are y'all looking at?" So when he comes in the room, he says, "I just came from a seminar and I just seen this." So he opens up the computer and he looks into, I guess, his email or something. I don't know. I was 9. I don't know. I just know I seen him sitting down at the computer and he was looking at something. So I'm like, am I gonna be okay? And my mom was like squeezing the heck out of my hand. When I say the heck, I mean like my fingers were pink the way she was squeezing my hand. So I'm sitting there and suddenly he says, "I know what that is." And he goes, "It's osteogenic sarcoma." And they were like, "Oh, it's a tumor." And he's like, "Yeah, it's a tumor that eats away the bone." And he's like, "How old is this little girl?" And my mom says, "Oh, she just turned 9. Well, she's about to turn 10 in like a couple months, because this was like August. I was finna turn 10 in September. So my mom was like, "Oh, well, she's about to be 10, but she's 9 right now, but she's about to be 10. He's like, "Oh, you're at the perfect age for this." He goes, "Because it only hits kids between 9 and 13. He goes, "But honestly," he goes, I don't know how to say this except for to say it." He goes, "I hope it doesn't offend. The first black kid I've seen with this, because it's just been white kids. And it's only been white boys. I think maybe one girl. But you're the first person of color and the first girl." And I was like, okay. By this time I'm over it, because you know I'm 9. I don't want to. Y'all doing all this grown folks talking. I don't want to hear all that. So I leave out the room. When my mom comes into the waiting room where I'm at, she says, "You're gonna have to have surgery." And I was like, "Surgery?" I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Well, they're gonna go into your knee and they're gonna take some pieces of the tumor out, and I think they're gonna scrape your bone or something like that and figure out what stage it is and, you know, what they can do about it." So I was just like, okay. I mean, what else am I supposed to say? Okay. So that was the beginning. I was only 9. Only 9. So, again, this is T. This is part of my Rebuilding Me series. And like I said, I had to go back to the very beginning and let y'all know. And I think I have done a video about, you know, the beginning, but I don't know how deep I went into it. But this kind of just goes into, okay, what all happened to the best of my memory. Again, it was in 74. So I'm just trying to tell y'all what I remember. So like, comment, subscribe. Again, this is my Rebuilding Me. And I'm rebuilding me one piece at a time. Because trust me, there are minty, minty, minty pieces. Minty. I'll talk to y'all soon. Remember, share, like, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all. Talk to y'all soon.